phrase, a phrase verb,
expressions
in the everyday conversations. So why spend time learning each of phrases that you probably won't remember or use when you speak? Think about it. How often do you repeat the same words and phrases in the conversation? I have friends who say that's awesome for almost everything positive, or that sucks whenever something big happens. They could use something more interesting or uncommon, but people
interesting and
interesting or uncommon. But people mostly just say what comes naturally so they can express themselves without thinking about it. This is an extremely powerful idea for English learners. According to the current Oxford English Dictionary, the English language contains over 170,000 words in common use. Common in common use. Common use. And when you add things like expressions, idioms, slang, and phrasal verbs, you have an infinite number of possible combinations, but most of these are rarely used. So the trick to being prepared for most conversations is to learn the most commonly used conversational English words and phrases. And I said exactly how you can do this quickly and easily later in this video.
Okay.
Still have the second?
Okay, stop here. What are the traditional methods of learning English?
Traditional method is learning about grammar, writing, and traditional methods.
What is the first? The traditional method is learn grammar rules and do exercise, grammar exercise, and writing. Okay, how to write and how to write. Okay, and what is the first step?
The first step. The first step.
Stop here. Okay. What do you think? What do you think when you apply the traditional method in your learning?
When I apply the traditional method in learning, I need to think about grammar rules before I speak. Yes.
What? Can you speak again?
When before I use traditional methods to learn English, but when I use it, I need to think about grammar rules before I speak. So it took me a lot of time.
Took you a lot of time?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the first step? The first step when you learn English, you want to be fluent in English? The speaker mentioned in this video.
He did mention about we need to prepare for it.
What is the first step to fluency to learn the most common conversational phrases and expression?
Yes.
Cái bước đầu tiên
Common.
để trở nên trôi chảy khi mà mình nói những cái cuộc hội thoại và những cái bước đầu tiên trong cái việc học tiếng Anh mà ông ấy đề cập đến trong cái video này là gì? What's the first step?
The first step to learn the most common conversational phrases and
Common.
expressions. Common.
Okay.
Common.
And why does a speaker talk to us that we should learn the most common conversational phrases and expression?
Because it's the first step when you meet an English speakers. We need to, for example, when you meet English speakers, we need to prepare some situation what we gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm. And why do you often learn phrasal verb, expression, slang, and idiom in
Sometimes.
English? Sometimes, not very often. Yes. Okay. And what is the second step? So keep moving. The second step.
Second step.
The second step, you can do this quickly, easily later in this video.
Oh.
Second step.
The second step to fluency is to learn and practice using this common vocabulary deeply until you can say everything smoothly, confidently, and without hesitation. This is how to develop the ability to use our vocabulary fluently. You can learn to do without having to memorize a list of words and phrases. Yes, that's the second step.
Okay. Okay. Do you learn the new English words deeply?
I think can you
use this easily, naturally, without nervous, without hesitation?
No,
How many times?
Until now, I cannot do that.
And how do you feel if you learn something again and again and again? How do you feel if you learn something again and again and again? Em học một thứ cả học đi học lại.
If I learn something again and again, I will when some people mention about it, I will feel very close to it.
Oh, very close to it.
Yes, I can reaction. I can have a quickly reaction.
You can have a quickly reaction.
Yes.
Or you can respond immediately.
Yes.
Uses naturally, immediately. Fluently, okay. All right. Now, and the third step to fluency.
The third step to fluency is to master grammar the same way native speakers do, or in English, with visual examples and simple stories. When you learn grammar this way, it changes the mind to use to use even difficult grammar points and tenses correctly and automatically.
Okay. And do you know how to learn grammar?
How to learn grammar?
Yeah.
Reading grammar book
Oh,
or check it in dictionary.
reading grammar book and
Checking grammar on dictionary.
checking the
Or
grade.
yes, and watch some English video to know how native speakers use grammar.
Okay, I see. And okay, I see. All right. Let me think. And do you
How do
also
you?
learn?
Huh?
What do you say?
Excuse me. What did you say? Sorry.
I'm asking about the. Do you often learn grammars? Do grammar exercise in school?
No, I didn't do anything in school. Grammar. Uh, in my school, I didn't learn English in my school. I just talked to my friends in school, but we did learn about grammar in Chinese.
Okay, I see.
Yes, for
Okay,
example, I have on a lesson of my textbooks, there are so many grammar in that. So one a conversation has about 6 grammar. So I need to use this grammar to
uh,
uh,
Chinese grammar.
yeah, Chinese grammar. I need to use 6 Chinese grammar to write about a topic. We need to mention about it, and just actually in my class, most of them are focused on grammar rules,
Okay, I see.
and we repeat it every day.
Okay, I see. And
So how? Hmm?
okay, do you have any question?
Oh, so how do you learn English grammar rules?
I learned grammar rules through the story. I learned grammar through listening. You know, when you're listening, you can hear mm,
Yes.
mm, how the speaker use the grammar in their own language, especially English. So when you listen to them, you can learn grammar also, and that's a good way. That's a way the native English speaker learn grammar, and you do some grammar exercise in the textbook, but it's so boring. But I think that's a good way if you learn grammars through listening, and you write down what you hear in your notebook, like for small kids, and you can learn grammars like a native speaker. You can see when you were child, when you learn Vietnamese grammar, you just learn it when you were 7 or 8 years old, and you go to school and learn how to read, how to write, and mm, yeah, subject and object. Okay, so kind of it. Hmm.
Yes.
I think that's the way I learn grammar, listening and do grammar exercise at the same time, listening.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Tức là em phải học cái ngữ học học ngữ pháp qua cái việc nghe. Đấy là cách học của người bản xứ. Học ngữ pháp qua việc nghe. Làm bài tập ngữ pháp thì nó ở một cái giai đoạn sau. Tuy nhiên thì nó chỉ Thật ra khi mà em đã biết đọc và biết nói rồi, thì em hãy đến trường và em học ngôn ngữ khác và học viết, thì lúc đấy nói hiệu quả. Còn nếu mà nói nó bập bẹ thì không nên học ngữ khác. Và học ngữ pháp thì học biết cách của nó là mình học qua thực nghe, chứ còn nếu mà mình học kiểu cố gắng nhớ các quy tắc văn phạm thì nó không nhớ được đâu, nó xưa là không thể nhớ được bởi vì nó quá phức tạp. But when you speak English, when you communicate with other people, you don't have enough time to think about the grammar rules, and
Yes.
it's not effectively. And it's very useful if you do the grammar test in school, but it's useless when you talk and communicate with the people. Okay. Now, and number four.
Number 4.
The fourth step.
The fourth step to fluency is to study the parts of culture that appear most commonly in conversations. This is how you learn to understand the meanings behind the words people use, so you can make jokes and use clever references without thinking just like native speakers.
Do you understand it? Fourth step. Do you understand it? The fourth step.
Used to study the parts of cultures that appear most commonly in conversation. So we learn how to use some slang, some idioms the people use, right?
Okay, the first step to learn is to study a part of culture appear most commonly in conversation. How you learn to understand the meaning behind the words people use, and you can make joke, clever. Oh, okay, it's mean you learn the phrase and expression like okay, let me give you an example. It's raining cats and dog.
Yes, it's really very big.
It's raining very big. Okay, that's the way the native speaker talk about the rain, the big rain. Okay, heavy rain. It's raining cats and dog. And if you if you don't understand it, you can make you cannot understand what they said, but yeah, it is the hidden meaning behind the cats and dog. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know.
All right. Now the final thing.
The final step to fluency is to practice speaking with native speakers. So you develop the pronunciation, speaking confidence, and the ability to express yourself
Spontaneously.
in the real world. This final step might be the most challenging part of develop fluency for you. Many English learners who really want to practice their spoken English have trouble finding friendly native English speaking practice partners who care about helping them improve. But with some very simple choices, I can show you, it's incredibly easy to make as many native English speaking friends as you like who really are excited to communicate with you, no matter where you live in the world. No matter what the truth is that is really
The truth is
The
really
truth is that it really is simple and easy to become a fluent English speaker when you change the way you learn to speak. And once for you, you'll be amazed by how fast you improve and how smooth and naturally the spoken English becomes. How to say?
okay.
It becomes. And
Eunice. Okay, what is the final step?
Eunice,
Eunice.
Eunice, one of my newest students from Korea, you said, yes,
Okay, level.
recently told me,
Mm-hmm.
a talk is only been just
Those,
about
those,
a
it's
week.
only be, it is only been.
Me,
Okay, it's only been.
it's only been
Yeah.
just about a week since I started learning English. I started learning with you. I can already see the improvements in my English, uh, partic- particularly in my fluency level.
Okay, I see. What is the final step, the last step you want to be fluent in English?
The final step to become spoken fluent English is talk and practice our English to English speaker.
Okay, if you don't have any partner to practice English with, what do you do? What will you do to try that?
Practice English with nothing.
With nothing. This means you practice English by yourself?
Yes.
Oh,
So yes, sometimes I often think about sometimes I think about something in English. So suddenly I talk about English. I don't know why.
okay.
Why just especially when I ride my bicycle.
You ride a bicycle?
Yes, I often think about everything. So I use English. So it's a lot of time I didn't use Vietnamese. So I have a trouble when I speak with Vietnamese here. Yes, it's very big trouble when I speaking English with native speaker. So my Vietnamese friends come and talk with me by Vietnamese, so I cannot answer them.
Why
Or
not?
even in Chinese, yes, I cannot translate Chinese to Vietnamese. How to say it in Vietnamese? Sometimes it makes me crazy.
You mean you don't
Yes.
understand what your friends say to you in Vietnamese or Chinese?
No, I mean, when I talk with someone by English or or Chinese, so my Vietnamese friend come and they use Vietnamese language to talk to me. So they need me explain what am I talking about with that English speakers. So I cannot express that words in Vietnamese.
Okay, I see.
Yes, even in Chinese, especially
Okay,
in
okay.
Chinese.
Okay. And for you, in your opinion, what is the step? What is the important step in five step here? What is the important step in five step here?
Important step.
Yeah.
we need to change the way we learn to speak.
Change the way we speak.
Yeah,
For example,
it means to speaking. To speak with native speakers. So what if you don't need native speaker? If you don't have native speakers?
Oh, the final step.
Yes.
This means you have a good environment. Your
Yes.
friend.
What happens? So I see a lot of Vietnamese. They don't need good environment, but they still can learn English.
Okay, I see. Right. Even maybe they don't have a good environment, don't have any friends who come from the British, Canadians, American, but they still speak English like a native English speaker. Okay, I think anything else? Do you have
How
it?
come? How can they learn English?
How can they learn English? Oh, they just stay at home and go to youtube.com and find some video they feel interesting to and listen and repeat again and again. Maybe they make some video by themselves, stand in front of the mirror and speak English with themselves. That's the way they learn English. And then they can find some people around them who speak English to fall down in the social environment that will help them practice English and speak English very well. Okay. Very well. All right.
Yeah.
You have any question for me?
For you?
Yeah.
For you. This time is up, so if I have question tomorrow, I will ask you.
Okay, that's right. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a great day.
Goodbye.